Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's eSeminar. Today's the second day of Healthy Eating Week, and we hope you have been enjoying Healthy Eating Week so far and have done some exciting activities yesterday. So this morning we're going to have a look at eating breakfast. According to a recent survey, the National Pupil Survey by the British Nutrition Foundation, around 6% of primary school children and 22% of secondary school children do not eat breakfast every day. So the results are quite alarming because eating breakfast is very important, and we will hear about why it is. And also, in this presentation, we're going to have a look at how to eat well at breakfast. So first of all, I would like to ask you if you ate breakfast this morning. Could you please put your hands up if you have? And if you've had breakfast this morning, could you please also share what you had? So for example, I had a bowl of porridge and some chopped fruits, which I think hopefully will get me through the morning. And I also had a glass of water as well to keep me hydrated. Anybody else would like to share their ideas? That's great. Thanks for sharing your ideas. So first of all, to kickstart the presentation, we'll have a look at the importance of eating breakfast every day. Breakfast literally means breaking the overnight fast. This is because when we sleep, our bodies still use fuels such as glucose from food to keep our body functioning properly, such as our breathing and our heart beating. By the time we wake up, we have usually been fasting, that is not eating for several hours, and need energy from food and drink to top up our energy stores. So it is very important to have a healthy breakfast to give us the energy and nutrients we need to keep us full throughout the morning. For example, a healthy breakfast of whole grain breakfast cereals and milk, or a slice of toast with low-fat spread and a glass of fruit juice, or some of the breakfast ideas you had today, will give us the energy and nutrients we need to start the day. Studies have also shown that eating breakfast can help to increase concentration and alertness during the morning, and this may have an impact on performance in school as well. If we skip breakfast, we are more likely to fill up on snacks that are high in fat and sugar if we get hungry before lunch. I've got a true or false question for you. Skipping breakfast is a good way to lose weight. Do you think this is true, or do you think this is false? This is not true. Some people may think that skipping breakfast is a good way to go on a diet, but studies have shown that people who eat breakfast are more likely to have a healthy weight than those who don't. So it is very important that we try to bust this myth. So after listening to the importance of eating breakfast, how could we eat well at breakfast? Could you please all hands up if you have seen the Eat Well plate before? That's great. So most of you have seen the Eat Well plate before. Very pleased to hear that. So the Eat Well plate, just so you know, is the UK's healthy eating guide, which provides guidance on the types and proportions of food which makes up a healthy diet. We do not have to follow it at every single meal, but it is useful to help us choose the right combination of different types of food for health. The Eat Well plate can also help us choose healthier options for a delicious breakfast. Are you ready to eat well at breakfast? Let's have a look. First of all, remember to base your breakfast on starchy foods. This is because this group of foods is rich in starchy carbohydrate, which is a good source of energy. There are plenty of options to choose from, for example, different types of bread, like toast, muffin, or bagel, breakfast cereals, porridge oats, or thinking about kedgeree, for example, you can also include rice as part of your breakfast. Going for whole grain or wholemeal varieties can also provide the extra dietary fiber for a healthy gut as well. So it's very important that we try to base our meals, breakfast in particular, on starchy foods. I'm sure you've heard about the importance of eating at least 5 a day. Hands up if you try to eat your 5 a day, please. Thanks for sending your answers through. It's very important that we try to eat 5 a day, and breakfast is a good way to start. Fruit and vegetables provide lots of vitamins and minerals, so we need to eat plenty of these every day. A portion of fruit and veg is around the amount you can hold in your hand. So to help get your 5 a day at breakfast, you can go for some chopped or dried fruit with your breakfast cereals, have a glass of fruit juice, have some grilled tomatoes or mushrooms as part of your cooked breakfast, have some chopped banana on toast, or even a fruit smoothie. So you can see that there are plenty of options out there, and remember, all these options count: fresh, frozen, juiced, canned, and dried. Try to get your 5 a day, starting with breakfast every day. Include some milk and dairy foods at breakfast. This is important because milk and dairy foods are a good source of a particular mineral. Can you please answer this question? So which mineral is provided by milk and dairy foods? A, calcium, B, folate, C, vitamin C. Most of you chose answer A, which is correct. Well done. So calcium is an important mineral provided by milk and dairy foods. This group of foods also provides protein, magnesium, zinc, and some B vitamins. It's important that we try to include some milk and dairy foods at breakfast every day. So thinking about the ways you can include milk and dairy foods at breakfast, you can have a glass of milk, have milk with your breakfast cereals, having a pot of yogurt, making a fruit smoothie with milk and yogurt, have a cream cheese bagel, or even some cheese on toast. Why not? Choosing semi-skimmed or 1% fat milk and reduced fat yogurt and cheese can help to keep the fat content down as well, which is equally important. Next, we're looking at meat, fish, eggs, and beans, or other non-dairy sources of protein, which is very important as well. Meat, fish, eggs, and beans are great sources of protein, which is needed for growth and development. That's why we need to include some of these foods every day. There are plenty of choices to go for at breakfast. For example, having some grilled bacon and sausages and baked beans for a special cooked breakfast, or having some poached eggs on toast. Having some oily fish, such as smoked salmon bagel or sardines on toast even, can also provide you with some long-chain omega-3 fatty acids, which are important for heart health. Also remember to go easy on the amount of fat you use when you're cooking these foods. Last but not least, we need to think about the amount of fat that we include at breakfast and try to keep the fat content down. We should all have some fat in the diet. However, foods which are high in fat are high in energy as well. So eating a lot of these foods can give us too much energy. And if this extra energy is not used up through activity, this may lead to weight gain. Foods such as croissants and pastries are high in fat, so we should only have them occasionally, which means from time to time. These foods are also high in saturated fat, the type of fat which in large intakes can be bad for our heart. Toppings such as butter, jam, and syrup can be high in fat or sugar, so we should only have them sparingly, which means in small amounts whenever we have it. Apart from choosing healthier foods at breakfast, it is also important to include a drink with your meal every day. This helps to keep us hydrated, and everyone should be having around 6 to 8 glasses each day, more when the weather is hot, like today, for example, on a hot summer's day, or when we have been active because we lose water through sweating. So at breakfast time, why not go for a glass of water, or milk, fruit juice, or even a fruit smoothie? These all count towards your fluid intake. A lot of people complain that they haven't got much time in the morning to prepare a healthy breakfast, but there are plenty of options that we can go for on the go as well, such as having a piece of fruit, banana or apple, or a pot of yogurt. You can even prepare a fruit smoothie the night before so you can drink it on your way to school. So remember, just waking up a couple of minutes early allows yourself time to have something to eat or drink for breakfast, which all makes a difference. To keep breakfast interesting, try to go for different kinds of breakfast, even a breakfast sandwich. Why not have a themed one to celebrate a special occasion as well? So for example, during Healthy Eating Week, I hope you're having breakfast every day and perhaps having a special breakfast to celebrate the occasion as well. There are also other breakfast ideas that you can go for. For example, exploring other traditional breakfasts around the world and learn more about what other people eat in different countries. For example, I come from Hong Kong originally, and traditionally we would have rice porridge with different toppings. So what we call congee, and that's made of boiling rice, and we add on different toppings like eggs or veggies and things on top to make it tasty, and it keeps us full throughout the morning. It's really easy to make as well. And there are plenty of other options available looking at traditional breakfasts around the world. And to make it interesting, you can start trying to explore special cultural breakfasts as well. You might have seen this target tracker for Healthy Eating Week before already, and we hope you are eating breakfast every day. So looking at the orange target column, and if you haven't done so already, you can start filling in today and tracking your breakfast and see how your class or school is doing. And the most important thing is to remind yourself not to skip breakfast, and that's the whole point of this target tracker. And you can of course use it to track your other targets as well, like eating 5 a day, drink 6 to 8 glasses a day, and being active. And these targets can all be achieved at breakfast time as well, so you can do everything all together. We do have other breakfast resources available as well, which you can download from our website, www.healthyeatingweek.org.uk. Hope you have found this presentation interesting and got you inspired with different breakfast ideas each day. Another one is, which food category does water fit in? So water is not featured as part of the Eat Well plate. However, it's very important that we try to include water every day as well. Some food groups do provide water, for example, juices and milk. Fruit and vegetables are quite high in water as well, so around 80% of fruit and vegetables are actually made of water. So those food will also provide amount of water in the diet as well. So it's very important that we try to include different types of food and drinks in our diet. We've got another question here. How can you tell if a cereal is high in sugar? It's useful that we try to compare food labels every time we choose a food item in supermarket, and by looking at different food labels we'll be able to tell if a breakfast cereal is high in sugar or not. Well, the message for sugar is we try to include foods which are high in sugar at meal times, and that's because if we include sugary foods and drinks in between meals, there's a higher risk on our dental health, which causes a negative impact. So we've got a question from Karen. How many calories should be eaten at breakfast? Well, we don't have specific recommendations on the amount of energy or calories that should be eaten at breakfast. The most important that is that we try to go for the tips of eating well at breakfast, and also to have enough to get you feel full in the morning, and also to think about what you're going to have throughout the day as well, in order not to have too much energy all together. I've got a question from Karen. How soon after waking up should breakfast be eaten? Well, personally, I would say as soon as, if possible, but there are usually different things that we need to do during the morning. That the main reason is because during the night we wouldn't have been eating, and it's very important that we try to top up our energy levels as soon as we wake up, because our body will be working and using more energy. So it's very important that we try to top up energy levels as soon as after we wake up. Okay, thank you very much.